Charlie Chaplin once said, "We think too much and fail too little." More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent and all will be lost. Since 1940 up until in today's generation, as humans are progressing into the future, the true essence of humanity is slowly being corrupted. We are all living in a social norm where everything is in a fast pace, where everyone should be already successful and should get the latest gadget in order to be part of this higher
social status.
Thus, everyone is so being pressured that they tend to overthink. Their cleverness led them to foolishness, and their kindness led them to violence. Humanity is acquiring all the right technologies for all the wrong reasons. But it does not limit to only human and technology interaction, but also the environment and all the living beings that surrounds us also takes part. Despite everything that I have said, we are still not late. Let us all come together to show what true humanity is to the world by helping other humans, the animals, and the environment heal and prosper. Because there is no moral value greater than humanity. One step at a time is all it takes to get through a bright, peaceful tomorrow.
In Charlie Chaplin's speech, I admired him when he said that he wanted to help people rather than ruling them. He said that we all wanted to do the same thing. He also stated that the greed of the people was the one that brings us apart. That men are not machines to be ordered around by dictators who are unnatural and only freeze themselves but not the people. He argues that the people have the power to do whatever they like to do in this life. I find these claims true because I think that we still experience this kind of system without us noticing. Machination to dictate can be the downfall of the human race because it is caused by greed. According to Robertson, greed can be defined as the selfish desire to possess wealth, substances, objects, people, power, status, appreciation, or attention far beyond what is required for basic human comfort. Dictatorship causes overpower, greediness, and abuse. It brings people apart because there are people who just obey and believe what they are told, and there are also people who fight when they know that what is being told is wrong. People should not let greed take over their system, and they should fight injustice. Every one of us has our own rights, mind, body, and decisions, because we are all equal. The message of the speech is irrelevant until now because dictatorship still happens to some people and some countries. This is a reason why people should unite and let humanity take over us. We should let our voices be heard and our power is seen as one.
Hello everyone, I would like to indicate what Charlie Chaplin said in his final speech to the great dictators. In his speech, he said, "We have developed speed, but we shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and become." I would like to relate these remarks to our current situation in our society and country. After the pandemic begins, we all close ourselves physically to the world because it's necessary for our safety. But because of this, we have become more attached to our gadgets and social media. Similar to what Charlie Chaplin said, we develop speed, but to communicate and to know the current events outside our houses through social media. But we rely too much into the internet that we shut ourselves not only in our houses, but to also have deep connection with the people around us. He also stated that machinery has made our knowledge cynical and our cleverness hard and unkind, which also relates to our social media nowadays. Because of this pandemic, many people are now on social media. Even kids now know the trends, and we have become more ruthless and mean to people on social media just because of their bad backgrounds and as they cause a bad image to people.
Charlie Chaplin's speech was so goosebumps. It's sad that we so often dismiss this kind of idealism as naive and unrealistic. Nothing he said is unrealistic. Our desire to beat each other up really is more fundamental than all other, the hatred and greed. If we could only learn to unite and trust one another, we have a bond stronger than any natural disaster. So I was not expecting this speech, to say the least. The thing I find incredible to say and about this speech the most is how he actually takes Hitler's delivery and rhetoric and turns it into head to have such a positive spin. He literally follows the same tone of speaking, starting low, calm, and conversational, staying very personal, but when addressing the people and the troops, he raises tone and passionately yells. Moving his whole body is genuinely awe-inspiring how in this speech, Charlie Chaplin essentially faced the most destructive and hateful man known on earth at the time and laughed in his face. When he was through, he told the world not to be afraid and to hope. I have such much respect for Charlie Chaplin after listening to this speech. Absolutely incredible.